No, 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 no,
Hello,
no.
and
Wait, wait,
welcome
wait,
back
wait,
to the
wait.
pod. You got Luke's really odd intro there.
Goddamn right.
Not even a fuck up, it's just a really
That's not
weird start.
that's just me not realizing you were actually just launching that quick.
Oh yeah, I got rid of the fuck up really quickly and was like sound going straight
Yeah,
into it now.
here I was addressing your fuck up, and suddenly you're just launching.
Yeah, but the fuck up never happened. I stopped it from happening.
You did stop the music from being played as a part of the pod, which would have been
Copyrighted
a
instantly.
nightmare.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
especially on YouTube, TikTok. No, Spotify it would have been fine, I think, but YouTube, no. I don't think Spotify have any. I've never actually tried to upload anything with music on Spotify, so I don't know what it would have done.
Only one way to find out, isn't there?
Yeah, I'm not risking it on a pod that we do because that'd be long. That'd be too long to sort out. But anyways, how have you been this week?
Yeah, been all right. Like it's bit getting used to change,
Oh
but
yeah,
yeah, no, I'm doing fine.
what sort of change?
Oh, just employment. You know, nothing big.
No, that's fair. I do think though sometimes that when people stream or people make videos, people do tend to forget we're not doing it full time. We have got full time jobs.
Yes.
So when people are like, oh, they've got time to make a pod and do all these reacts and stuff, yes, and our only days off. You know, you work 5 days a week.
Yeah, mine isn't days off, but mine is just like evenings.
Yeah, with your commitments, yeah, evenings. But at the moment, this weekend, you've got specifically 2 days.
Yeah.
But in general, it's probably football on a normal day. So it's, yeah, oh god, can't imagine that.
Yeah, I didn't play football because of my knee.
How is it now? Got to ask.
It's not as purple.
Oh, is it not as purple? Is
No,
it black
it's
now?
still purple. No, it's sort of returning to more normal color, but it's still got a decent bit of purple, like right there. It's the left side of the right knee.
Does it just hurt to turn on it or something?
Bit like it's not. So the day it happened, I was walking back through London because we got a train up to football that day. And that was fun. Rather than sort of driving, we all sort of went to the pub afterwards and got a train back, which is decent. Like, it felt a bit more casual, but my knee was buckling like every couple steps. Like,
Ouch.
yeah, and then sometimes I was rolling my ankle as well, which that was trying to avoid rolling my ankle and having a knee buckle.
Movement.
Oh,
Jesus.
it did happen once. And I was like,
I must
oh
have looked like you're doing
god.
the stanky leg up the road. Honestly, just see you collapsing halfway every time you take a step. Woo, down to one side, back up again.
Every time I hear someone mention the stanky leg, I can't help but think of that one guy getting bullied on MKX.
No,
There was a guy that just used to spam Jackie Briggs just doing the full auto,
Oh yeah, another one. You're right.
and then started doing
Funny
stanky legs.
clips.
Yep.
To be honest, whenever I hear stank, I can only see Quap gameplay. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
As soon as I hear, I just imagine someone doing Quap in my head, and I'm like, it's not the same thing.
I remember having to beat. I remember having to beat Quap with stanky leg.
Yeah, I remember used to playing that in high school. I think not high school, primary school even. We used it in cool maths games. Shout out to that website.
That's the stuff. Miniclip as well.
Oh, no, they banned Miniclip for some reason.
They did.
No,
Of
first year.
course they did.
In the first year, they got rid of it.
Flagged.
And then we got cool maths games, and then 4 games for math, I think it was called. There's quite a few.
That we didn't.
Oh, no, as soon as I realised one got banned, I was like, I'm going to look for loads of different websites. Give me a sec. I mean, I used to play When Penguins Attack all the time in school. And Learn to Fly, which was an amazing
Draft
game.
Wars.
Shopping Cart Hero.
Oh,
Shopping Cart Hero. What a game. They don't make browser games. They don't make them anymore, but they were so good back in the day. I've had more fun on Shopping Cart Hero than Call of Duty. As a whole. But then again, I'm not a big COD fan, so that kind of applies quite well for me.
I was about to say, COD is what, like, the early days of COD, I had a lot of fun. Sort of anything Black Ops 4 was the one I was like, I don't really care for. But yeah, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, OG Black Ops, Modern Warfare 2.
Fun fact.
MW3 I didn't really care that much for.
I didn't play Call of Duty game online until Modern Warfare 3.
Ooh, fair enough.
No, wasn't allowed to as a kid. I got access to Modern Warfare as a kid, and then I wanted to play online. And this was back in the days when Xbox Live were quite strict to their rules. So I jumped into a game for the very first time online. So this is technically the first, but it's not. And I needed to go do something, so I let my brother play it. And he got me banned on Xbox Live for something stupid for like 6 months because he basically team killed our team non-stop for 10 minutes. Like, he was just killing our own team non-stop for 10 minutes to take the piss. I came back and all of a sudden he was like, yeah, your game don't work. I was like, what do you mean? I was just killing a bunch of people and now it doesn't work. I was like, what? And Xbox has suspended me on Call of Duty for like 6 months. I was like, well, that's fucking shit. So after the next time I played online COD was Modern Warfare 3. I didn't want to play it after that. I was that pissed off.
God damn.
It's the first time I've ever had an issue where I've been banned on any kind of platform is that.
Well, technically. You've been shadow banned.
Still am shadow banned. I don't think shadow bans ever disappear on TikTok. I'm convinced. I think I still am. And
have you tried my solution?
What, create a new account?
No, my solution was just upload ghost clips.
I've even put gameplay on there of random shit. Nothing changes it. I think the algorithm.
Ghost stories will do that, mate.
No, I think because it's the same category of anime react and anime. I think it will still send me into that zone. If I do it, I have to do it on a burner account because I need to see if it works.
Well, do it. You were gonna do it. I fully had convinced you.
Oh no, the reacting to it isn't going anywhere. I'm definitely doing that. I'm on about where to upload it. I can't put it on the main because the main's just going to shadow ban it and it's pointless. I've got to be careful with the reacts for this on there as well. I've got to be careful for that because the views they're not. They're really weird on the podcast channel at the moment on TikTok because the most consistent views for the react are between 200 and 800. So I'm fine with that. But then there was 2 videos where it went to 2 views to 18 views. But before that, it was 700 and below. And above that, it was 400 and above. So I was like... And they were the 2 that I actually tagged my account and your account in. Which makes me think I'm shadow banned and yours is an inactive account, more or less. So I think...
Oh, no, it's not more or less. It is.
I'm trying not to be horrible, but yeah, so you've got an inactive account and a shadow ban. I think that brought that into it and just sort of nerfed those 2 videos. That's why I've tried not to do it since. YouTube, I can do it.
I have noticed a lot less notifications.
Yeah. And turns out I send TikTok messages in my sleep, I found out. I woke up to someone replying to me on TikTok because for some reason in my sleep, I've held onto the share button and I've obviously rolled onto my phone and I've sent TikToks to people. There was a live stream I sent to James at like 4 o'clock in the morning for some music duo that I found like who react to music. And I was like, why the fuck did I send that to James? And I'm like, 3 in the morning. I wasn't awake. And there was another one where I
don't know. You could be awake at 3 in the morning.
It was a work day.
You were the kind of guy that was trying to stay up, play Foot Champs yesterday before we played more Val. To bed. I know you did. You finally saw sense.
I didn't get. I think I woke up at like 9:30 this morning, like I'd been reborn in a new world. I was like, huh.
I was a lot later than 9:30.
What time did you get up?
First time I remember checking my phone was about 12:30.
Oh my god.
Maybe 1.
Oh my god. I can't do that. I used to be able
to. When we talk about having night, no, I still get the hours sleep. I just freaking ignore the miss morning. Is what it is.
Ever since...
If I'm going to bed at 3:30 in the morning because we stayed up playing Val, then yeah, I'm going to be not waking up till at least noon.
No matter what time I go to sleep, I'll get up at 9 or 10. No matter what. So for example, I had 6... Was it 6? Yeah, 6 hours today. Yesterday I had 10? So I didn't go to bed that late. Like the problem is like I have a really bad issue on days off at the moment where I'm just my sleep patterns out of control, beyond out of control.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep mine in check.
I don't mind it on days off, but it's like the day off before work I always fuck it up as well.
Well, it's the fact that I know that I'm not going to be watching the Super Bowl.
When is it?
It is Sunday mornings. Sorry, Monday morning / Sunday evening. It won't finish till at least, we'll say, 4 in the morning.
Ooh.
Because it's prime time in America. Of course, it'd be prime time slot for America. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, the majority of people who watch NFL are American. So it's going to be on, I believe, 8 o'clock their time. And bear in mind, that is kicking off 8 o'clock in Las Vegas, which is pretty much as far west as you can get in America.
Yeah.
Not quite as far. San Francisco. You get the point. Yeah. It's quite westerly. So, yeah, time zone wise, that's going to be a nightmare. Plus, they've got 15 minutes per quarter.
Right.
But also, there's timeouts, there's stops in play. So each quarter probably lasts about, I don't know, I'll have to look up the average. It's going to be at least double that.
I mean, I saw something online that, like, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was a stat I saw someone say that something on the lines of the average time the ball's actually in play in an NFL game is like 45 minutes, maybe 40, if that. Most of the time, it's not even doing that. And I'm like, that just sounds boring. I don't get it then.
So the whole thing with that is because there's runoffs of the clock. So you got 40 seconds to make a play.
Right.
So if you're trying to quickly go down the field in under 2 minutes, like 2 minutes left in the quarter, 1.5 specifically, you're going to rush. You're going to use you gain a few yards. You're going to go, right, okay, go. Right, everyone rush forward. Get ready to do another one. Go. Or you keep the clock stopped by running out of bounds.
Right.
So you've got as much of that time available as possible. Meanwhile, if you're at the beginning of the game, you're just going to throw the ball, go catch the ball, clock's going to start ticking down. And then you go, right, what we're going to do, we're going to try and do this style play, we're going to do this. And then you use a lot of the clock designing the play that you're going to do. So that's why so much of the play is not actually with the ball in play. Is because if the ball is kept in bounds and someone's got possession of the ball, then the clock can tick down.
Sorry. As soon as you said that, I saw a door open in the background. I was like, "Hey, yo, what can I see?" It was someone letting their dog in, and I was like, "Whoa." Fair enough. I saw it and I was like, "Is that Luke's POV? No, it's not Luke's house. It's the one next door." Oh, fair.
No, that's my house.
Still?
Yes.
It looked like it was on the other side of the building.
That right there
is
the back door to go to the garden. This is also the back door to go to the garden.
Yeah, it might have been your house then.
So, clearly, because my parents are out, my brother has let the dog out.
No, he's letting back in.
Yes.
Fair, that's what I saw then. It just really confused me. I was like, "Whoa, white door opening in the background. It's like heaven opening up." I was like, "Hello."
That is definitely our house.
Nah, that's fair then. That's fair. Nah, like I want to get into another sport, but I just don't think Madden not Madden, fucking hell, NFL will be it. I think maybe NBA contemplating it. Have been for a few years.
The problem with American sports is how much control the refs have. If you think football refs are bad, you don't even want to get into NFL, NBA can get ruined by refs.
Right.
Because they've got so much power to just throw a flag and suddenly there is a penalty. Like, they can just call it on anything.
Really?
If the refs really, the refs have, there's so many rules that if refs want to do a certain result, if they go like, I'm making it sound incredibly biased and rigged here, but if they could, they absolutely can. Like, people go, the refs are horrible. Like, there was a situation where Patrick Mahomes against the Packers, probably like 2 months ago, 2-3 months.
Yeah.
He's running out of bounds. The rule is that if the player is out of bounds and then there's a late hit, then that's a 15-yard penalty for roughing the passer.
Right.
Or for there's another term for it. There's roughing the passer as a separate penalty, but there's unnecessary roughness.
Okay.
15-yard penalty. If you're in bounds still, That's not unnecessary roughness. You're taking the guy out of bounds. The refs through a flag is difficult to say quite quickly.
Right.
So the ref has thrown a flag for unnecessary roughness.
Yeah.
Turns out Mahomes was still in bounds, so it shouldn't have been. They still got the 15 yards.
Yeah.
Like, that didn't get overturned. I don't believe they could challenge either.
Oh, right.
So it's situations like where dodgy decisions and you're like, oh, people joke about VAR. Even sometimes if something looks bad, like there needs to be a lot of proof to overturn it. Same in NFL, challenge flags. Like, you need to have conclusive proof, otherwise they're not overturning that. And sometimes, even if there is, they'll go, no. It's proper weird.
It does sound it, to be fair, but this is a random. You know how we were saying way before the pod about Stanisic scoring against Bayern?
Yes.
Tuchel's came out and quoted something that we've both said. In England, there's a nice rule where you can loan a player out and they can't play against you. To me, that makes more sense. That rule doesn't exist in Germany. So it wasn't the fact that I said it was in the norm and you said it was out. It legit just doesn't exist then.
Oh, that's said that's why there's things like that happen. That's why, like, when Bayern played Barcelona, Coutinho scored twice against Barcelona.
Yeah, didn't he?
Like, that's a thing. Like, they just don't have. We just have it in our clauses that you can't have. I think it's because
I think the reason I thought about it is because in Football Manager you can have the same rules across the board in every country. I think. Oh, they're more or less the same, but it's like you can tinker it. Like if you base your save in Germany and let's say you do everything based off Germany, I think it removes it. But if you base yourself in England and do it in Germany, it's sound. I love Football Manager. Leverkusen's always one I've always done, and they've just absolutely battered Bayern. Absolutely battered them, and they only conceded from fullbacks with good goals, which makes no sense. How on earth do you allow a left back to jump past three people, smack it above your keeper, then a lone player before that getting a back post tap in for no reason, and then a right back dropping three of your defenders and curling it in from the halfway line there? Oh, they're embarrassing. Eric Dyer and Harry Kane, well done.
Yep.
You've destroyed giant Bayern Munich.
They've destroyed Kingsley Coman's record.
Watch them try and pin it on was it Thomas Tuchel before any of this happens? I think he wants to come back to United. Not United, fucking hell, England. Because the amount of shit he's saying at the moment about England, like, in England there's a nice role, in England I felt more appreciated, in England this, England that, and I'm like, you're trying to get yourself sacked, I swear. But where does
when you choose to sign Eric Dyer, I mean, that is a pretty sackable offence.
Where does he go though? That's the question. If he came back to England, where does he go? If he gets sacked right now, I know for a fact where he goes. He does a U-turn and go past to Chelsea. You get rid of Poch, who's been stinky. There's not absolute stinky, and bring Tommy Tuchel back in.
Yeah, but
he'd do better.
Is he gonna do that though?
No. Realistically, Bayern will sack him, but then he'll probably won't take any job up for a while, and they'll probably bring in someone like.
I mean, I'm not even thinking he will be the issue. Is Todd really going to go crawling back and go,
don't know.
Hey, Thomas, I know we sacked you after like a month. And we even brought in that striker you liked and sacked you after one game of having him. But, you know,
at some point, Bowley needs to bite his lip and realise he's made a lot of decisions that if he didn't do it, Chelsea wouldn't be in this state right now.
Yeah.
And
if he'd have just been in the background and gone, right, we're just gonna supply money to people.
Yeah.
They'd have been fine.
I wouldn't.
If they just stuck the course, if he hadn't made himself director of football, which I'm pretty certain he did.
And then he got rid of himself after about 6 months. Imagine taking over a club and going, I'm director of football. 6 months down the line, I'm not good enough.
At least he realised he weren't good enough. At least
but his signings were horrid at the start. The ones he was signing made no sense. Didn't he bring in Aubameyang?
Yes. So that was the striker I was referencing with Tuchel.
Fair.
He got one game with Tuchel, and because obviously they'd worked at Dortmund together.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, I want Aubameyang. It's like, oh, here's Aubameyang. Oh, we lost one. We lost 1-0 to Dynamo Zagreb. Goodbye.
Yeah, Tommy Tuchel should never have been sacked. It didn't make any sense. Absolutely no way. And then they bring in Stinky Potter, and he did nothing. Well, I don't think it's a matter of he couldn't do anything. I just don't think he can take control of that many egos. I think he's used to an easy.
I don't think many people can take control of that many egos.
Bear in mind, put Mourinho in that dressing room. Fucking hell.
Yeah, he's getting rid of most of the team.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what Mourinho does. They'd have bought people, spent 600 million, and then he'd come in and say, they're all not good enough. Get me actual good players. That's how Mourinho works.
He needs common sense.
Mourinho would go, this guy's not good enough, this guy's not good enough. No,
get him out.
I want this guy, I want this guy, I want this guy. He'd get about 3 of them, and suddenly they'd have had a structure. But I don't
listen to him.
There's not many people that would come in and actually have fixed the problems at Chelsea in terms of the egos of suddenly you've got a bunch of teenagers that are multi-millionaires walking around because you've gone, oh, do you know what, Mudryk? We're going to pay 70 million for you and give you some very good wages. And you've done that to a bunch of people. Like Chukwuemeka, I'm trying to think of just general Chelsea players. Chukwuemeka, you've got Caicedo wasn't there at the point. Mudryk and Nkunku's up. And Nkunku is one of the players you'd say is actually good though.
Yes, but he's also extremely injury prone at the moment.
Yeah, not just at the moment, just in general.
Yeah. Well, they bought in Raheem Sterling. I don't know why. It didn't even make sense. It made sense at the time, sure.
It made sense. No, it made sense. Like, they needed established names still.
And then they went and flooded it with youngsters.
Yeah, they flooded it with youngsters and they brought in 1-2 established names. I'm thinking Koulibaly. I'm thinking Sterling.
Was Mendy thingy's era?
No, Mendy was already there. He won the Champions League with them. He was the Champions League winning keeper.
Badiashile, I'd say, but he's still youngster to be fair.
Badiashile is a stretch for an established name.
Established in France, but not worldwide. Yeah, so yeah, he was youngster still. In France, he was becoming it, but that's what I mean. I think
who came in that was an established name for Chelsea?
Alba. Aubameyang, yeah.
Oh, Alba, are you saying? Yeah, Aubameyang. Okay, yeah, sure.
So Aubameyang, Sterling, Palmer. I'm saying that with extreme, like, I don't.
Palmer
in English football.
So he's done well. He's done well this season.
Yeah.
Bear in mind that was this season as well. It's not the first season.
Yeah.
But
maybe not.
Yeah, that one. He just started appearing off the bench for Man City. They started to play him that season.
So, yeah,
then suddenly
realistically, it's what Aubameyang, Sterling,
Koulibaly.
That's it, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Can't say Caicedo. Can't say Enzo.
Enzo got bought in January.
It was his first season ever as well. Benfica. No, he played somewhere else then one season, but half a season Benfica and got ditched.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, I think. That's awful. Like, I know I do it on Football Manager as a joke, but it's a fucking game. Can't do that in real life because all these kids can be like, oh, I can rule the fucking world now. Which is mad. Like, I thought United was in a bad state at times. I thought Spurs were in a bad state under Mourinho/Conte, but this might be the worst of the lot.
United they got João Felix on loan, actually. Everyone forgets about João Felix.
Because it was on fucking loan, and he was like, I want to stay here. Now he wants to stay at Barcelona.
Cucurella?
Wasn't it his second season, though, in Prem?
No. In Prem, yes. Brighton. He was at Brighton for a year.
Yeah.
I'm just looking through this. I'm genuinely going through him, so... No. Zakarian, not really.
Not
but
even
he
close.
Was alone and didn't even go well.
Yeah.
João Felix on loan.
Worldwide.
Aubameyang.
Yeah. So realistically, it's Sterling, Koulibaly, and Cucurella and João Felix.
They brought in Malo Gusto that year, though. So, that's actually some of the best use of the money.
Like, don't wrong, not all these youngsters are doing badly for them, but the problem is, it's that age-old phrase that all the class of 90s do and all those bollocks people try to say is if you need an established head, someone to lead them. Who the fuck leads them in that dressing room? Sterling doesn't play half the time. You can't say him. There's no starting striker half the time. They rotate at the moment. There's no setting midfielders because they keep tinkering with it. The keeper fucking... Is it the same? Is it still Sanchez?
He's, I think, injured at the moment.
Oh, he's that other fella, isn't it? I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. But they're playing him. So I'm just looking at the outgoings of that season. Timo Werner, 20 mil to Leipzig. Jorginho to Arsenal for 11.
That was stupid.
Billy Gilmore to Brighton.
So stupid.
So they got rid of one of their youth prospects in Billy Gilmore to Brighton.
Also stupid.
Lukaku on loan.
Made sense.
Emerson Palmieri. They lost Rudiger on a free.
That was so stupid.
Christensen on a free. Alonso on a free. This is when they couldn't re-sign people either because of the whole
FFP
whole situation. Well, it wasn't FFP shit.
The Abramovich thing,
Abramovich's account was locked and they weren't getting any. They couldn't spend money. This is but all the free transfer stuff pretty much was because they couldn't actually do anything anymore.
That's imaginary. They really established players.
Yeah, they got rid of some established players, and then they just chucked. They did a Football Manager and just chucked money at all the hipster youth signings.
But the thing is, they haven't got a director of football. They haven't got an actual manager who is willing to go get out. It's all these different multimillionaires. They haven't got anyone to do that. Poch is way too nice, and Todd Bowley's smoking crack half the time. So you allegedly, so you technically can't say just in case he listens to this. You never know. Todd could be one of our average listeners.
Petrovic, by the way, is the keeper.
That was his fucking name. I was thinking that or Pavlovich, then I realized it's not him because he plays for Bayern. But like, the reason I say Mourinho, it wouldn't work on the field, but he would fucking scrape up that dressing room. He would sort them out in a heartbeat. I have more or less fond memories of Mourinho at United. Like, it wasn't... He's been our best manager I've seen, because I never saw the Alex Ferguson era, so I can't be like, oh my god, he's great, because I never saw it. Like, it is what it is. And I know you guys nearly had a good era, had you not sacked him before a cup final.
Let's not keep going on about
it. No, we're relating to our experiences with Mourinho. And they both had something very common. He made it all about him. You put him in that Chelsea dressing room, they ain't gonna bring his ego down. He'll fucking demolish them. Which is what they need. They need someone to go in there and just be an absolute twat to everybody.
Well, Mourinho is on the market, obviously, since getting sacked by Roma.
Well, that's what I mean. And he shouldn't have been sacked by Roma.
In which, honestly, we could get back what we actually missed for all this time.
What, the Mourinho?
Pundit Mourinho.
Oh, I'd love.
I remember that brief window before he signed for us that he was a pundit.
He was class.
And he went, there's 2 or 3 teams that can win the league this year. Liverpool, Man City B team, and I think he said either... I don't think he said Tottenham. He said someone else. It might have been Chelsea.
Probably, yeah.
But it's like, yeah, fair enough. No fair go.
Don't get me wrong. He's
could be good enough to win the league.
He's such a drama queen, don't get me wrong. But generally, whenever a manager leaves a club, you expect them at some point to say something bad about the club. And whenever that happens, you sort of roll them off as you're a dick, don't like you anymore. Don't like Van Gaal for that reason. He blamed, he said, though, United was as much as he was right, still don't like Van Gaal anymore. Moyes I never saw, so I don't really have much of an opinion of. And then...
It's not his fault he fell on the floor.
No, that was really funny, though. That was him just trying to emphasise the diving, to be fair. I can't remember what game that was.
Oh, God, right, hang on.
Van Gaal dive game. I want to say Southampton. Southampton or City.
Find out.
I reckon it's one of those two. What should be something so fucking obvious like Liverpool? I reckon Southampton or City. I don't know why. Those who ring a bell on my head.
Man United explains what he did after falling to the floor during 3-2 win over Arsene Wenger's side at Old Trafford.
Arsenal. Oh, that's funny. Fair play. You know what, Van Gaal, you're back in my credit now. I forgot it was against Arsenal.
There you go.
Oh, that's cheered me up a little bit.
And it was a win.
Yes, but then what was the point I was getting to is that Mourinho, left United, never said anything bad about us. He slagged off the Glazers, but he hasn't ever really gone at us. He's always said he loves the United fans. He's never really said anything against us. We haven't said anything against him. I know some people said his football was awful, this, that, and that. He did need to go, but I love him to pieces because he's such a fucking funny bastard. But he's so dramatic and so over the top. I would say he's the Love is War version of a manager, but at the same time, I don't think he's that nice either. Like people saying he's got unfinished business. He'll kill Luke Shaw if he comes back to United.
Oh yeah.
He'll sell off the squad. He'd break the new owner's necks probably. He'd get the money he needs, to be fair. But this summer we're definitely going to sign new people by sound to it. But talking of Lovers War, because that was perfect.
We will get off this topic of the Chelsea and Mourinho special.
To be fair, it's really fucking funny. That's why we did it. To be fair, so we've just recently we spent I'm going to say a good half of about 5 hours catching up with Solo Leveling. We're now fully up to date, so we're now on weekly uploads for that. We've now watched 4 episodes of Promised Neverland, 4 episodes of Kaguya-sama Lovers War. So we're now fully caught up on all those. How are you feeling on Lovers War at the moment? Because I know that's the one you vibe with the most.
It's just pure stupid comedy, and it's just so surreal that you gotta love it.
Oh, it's. I think it's brilliant. Like some of the moments in it, like him playing dumb at a fucking French exchange event, and everyone trying to cement him and have a go at him. He's there like, yes.
Yeah, it's like, she's cussing him out royally. Oh god,
his family,
and he's just going like, are you just suddenly here? We.
Because he's so oblivious and doesn't want to embarrass himself. He's like, yeah, I get what you mean.
Oh god.
Oh nah. And the thing is, the comedy gets better, the stupidness gets even more. But there's always, like, even with every episode, as much as there's the running gags, there's always just one underlying story that you can just see it throughout the whole time, and it never even when it stops being comedically funny, it'll go to a really serious moment, but within a few seconds, bang, comedy is there for no reason.
Yep.
And that's brilliant, because I think where I am, there's a lot more story that's been developed at that point, but again, that's 3 seasons in, and the jokes just get so much better. Like Fujiwara with her rapping, it becomes more consistent. Like there's a part later in the seasons where she has a legit rap battle with the president, and it's one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen. Oh yeah, it's so funny.
Wasn't expecting the president to get in on a rap battle.
Oh no, she starts like battling loads of people. It's like a little arc. It's brilliant.
That's her story arc. She just becomes a rapper.
She becomes Eminem.
I nearly said that.
That's fair. I had a feeling you would. But then obviously you go from that lovable shit to depressing but interesting lovable is Promised Neverland, which we're now 4 episodes in with that, which is equally as depressing, but it's got an interesting idea to it. Are you feeling with that then?
Yeah, it's just getting to an interesting crossroads on who the traitor is. We just had a big revelation. Because it was seeming like it was going to be one character. I was gunning for a completely different character. Wasn't them. And then one of the main characters is now being designated sus. So it's there's layers.
I think because
once we get to the end of the season, obviously as well, you're gonna not watch again because of how they ruined everything. Because you read the manga. So
it's not a matter of principle. It's more of I know how good it ends in the manga, and I love that. But what they decide to do in the anime annoys. Like they adapt, I think, 1 or 2 novels. So they cover about 4 episodes, I think, in the or 5. And then all of a sudden, you skip to a point and you're like, when the fuck did we get here? Why is this happening? And you're like, oh, wait. They've just ignored an entire... And it's one of the best arcs I've ever watched. It's like the equivalent of Hunger Games, but monsters v kids. But that makes no sense context, so that buts perfectly.
Spoilers, my dude.
Oh, you'll never see it. Because it was never adapted.
Still spoilers.
Never adapted, so it never made it into the anime. But no, but to be fair, I think I remember who the traitor is. I can't remember because I thought originally it was when I first watched it the first time. I was the same with you. I thought it was Don or Gilda, and then obviously you find out that
it's not Don now. Thank you
I
for
said Don.
just
I
telling me
said
that.
Don or Gilda.
You thought it was Don or Gilda,
because
like me, and then
you
suddenly
suspected
it's
it was
not.
Gilda, and I thought in the first time I watched it was Gilda because she's always listening, she's always around the corner, and turns out she was just stressed and worried. And I don't remember when you find out who the traitor is, but I'm pretty sure it's not anytime soon. So that's gonna leave you wondering for a while. But no, the sisters are.
There's only 12 episodes on there in the season.
I think so, yeah. Which means we'll
find. It's not that long. We've only got we've got 9 left.
And
it's
gonna probably happens in 9. Jesus, I remember there's a lot happens. It's mad. Which means if we do continue season 2, which I don't think.
Which you're not, because
I don't think I can.
Not principal.
But then again, we could always just pick up another show. Because again, if you leave it at season 1, your idea of the show hasn't changed. But obviously, if you're curious about how it ends, then we need to watch season 2 kind of thing. And then I can elaborate what the differences are. Like, I'm pretty sure they keep it the same. Like, I think the first 4 episodes or 3 are the same. And then you skip to like the last 3 and I think it's the same. I think it's another 12 episode season. Generally anime, if it's a big ongoing series, there's either a 24 episode season in the first season where it's 2 arcs, you'll get the first 12, then another 12, or you'll get one long going arc and then a second season, and then it drags on forever. Like AOT had so much material that it lasted 4 to 5 seasons.
I'm pretty certain that also describes another thing I watch from nostalgia. Total Drama Island, I believe, either is on a 24 or 12.
I think a lot of animation does that, to be fair. I think it's a safe number, to be fair.
So later seasons, they've now gone into a 12.
Yeah.
But they've done two 12 seasons.
Right.
Which I'm like, it's worked with the most recent one, the reboot that's happened last year and this year.
Yeah.
But I don't think the latest one's actually out yet, but it got leaked, so I have seen it.
Because I'm pretty sure. I think out of the 3 shows we're watching, only one of them's 24 episodes. That's Solo Leveling. It's not there yet. Obviously, you've got a long time until it reaches that point.
We're right there.
Yeah, we got 20 episodes to go. No, 19. So we're now 5 episodes in.
I thought we were 4 in.
No, we're now fully up to date. The 5th one came out like... I don't know. It came out recently. I know that. But either way, we're now fully caught up with Solo Leveling, which again is now heading down a very, very interesting path as well. So he's gone from being weak to fucking tanky as shit.
Yes.
I need
ripping heads off and
back healing enemies in the head.
Teleporting out of there and.
Oh yeah, because your theory went out the window immediately.
It did. He went, "Oh, should I do this?" And I was like, "He's put it in inventory. It's fine. He'll totally do it." And they ripped his head off.
No, he ripped his throat out.
Head, throat.
Yeah. But either way, the head wasn't working afterwards. That's what.
More than just the head.
Yeah. As when I saw that, because the thing is, I remember. I think up to this point, I don't remember anything now. I remember tad bits here and there, but I've got the entire series like on the other side of my desk. I could read and catch up, but I don't remember anything now. I think I read it that long ago. I remember certain moments and I remember like key things, but I don't remember details. So at this point, I don't really remember anything going forward. I remember his glow up happens. I remember he has a certain haircut. His personality changes ever so slightly because he becomes more cautious, more powerful, which is already happening in the 5th episode. You can see it. Like he's got taller, stronger.
A D tier.
Exactly. He takes out in defense of a broken hilt, which is so badass. But it's like now this is why I enjoy being a manga reader, but I also don't, because like for One Piece, for example, I've watched over 1,000 episodes of that show, and I don't want to read.
So you're not quite up to date then.
No, I'm 1,090 or 1,100, one or two. I've missed the last like 20 episodes, but they're weekly and they have one of the longest recaps in history. They spend like the opening 8 minutes recapping the previous episode you've just finished binging. So it's like that thing we said about the NFL being the ball being played 45 minutes. The only actual thing you see of the actual episode that's a fresh episode is around 12 minutes sometimes. Although
Jesus.
I do need to react to the new. I have to probably binge watch it tonight because there's a lot of episodes that are like I need to watch now because it's heading towards a good point, which is quite good to be fair. But talking of a good point, how are you feeling with stream at the moment?
Yeah, no, it's stream back-to-back days to this point. I don't know about streaming tonight, but done a bit of Madden because well, that's the thing. As I said, I blame that for taking me away from streaming the first time. Was I was streaming I wasn't streaming Madden. It's not exactly the most interesting thing, but I was playing it with the same two people on a regular basis.
Right.
We probably did about 8 seasons of Madden. And yeah, no, we just kept playing it, and suddenly I'm not streaming it, so that's become a problem.
Yeah.
That I'm now spending this much time not streaming and playing games offline.
Yeah.
That then I was thinking of not streaming it. I don't fancy just streaming in a moment. Do this. Don't want to pressure it. So like if I stream, even if people aren't interested and I'm getting absolutely no views, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Don't matter to me. So I'm still streaming. If people want to watch and just enjoy the vibes, they absolutely can. But I'm going to stream when I do the Madden, so I don't have an excuse of I'm offline. Like, we'll figure it out. No, if we're doing it, I'm going to be streaming it. That's how it goes.
Oh, not vertical. The transparent chat we set up yesterday for your VAR.
Yes.
How did it go in the end? Because I never actually asked after the games.
It was all right.
They distract you from the game, or was it all right?
There were certain things that weren't sort of happening. So obviously I didn't know when I got a sub. It wasn't gifted, it was just a resub.
Resub.
But yeah, it didn't show the sub, and then suddenly, and it didn't even show the message that was in the sub box. So it didn't even just say what Atani said.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay. I had to flick out and look at that. I was like, oh damn, 40-month resub. Oh Jesus. So
yeah, because I don't know if the chat setting actually has anything for that, but we'll have to have a look at some point because I assume for basic chat purposes it was doing all right. To be fair, I'd imagine.
Yeah, for basic chat, I was being able to be on the fly. Just suddenly peek down there, suddenly something was said, and I'm like, I'm there. But how often am I playing PC games specifically?
True. And you are playing more and more Valorant.
Only if I stream Val.
And you are playing that more and more. To be fair.
I mean, more and more compared to the last 3 years where I've not played it at all.
Yeah.
To I've played it like
a couple of times.
2 sessions maybe in the last week. So yeah, it's on the up. But yeah. And I have been called out for playing Brim.
Wait, who called you out for playing Brim?
Armstrong did.
Why?
Brim? Yeah, he was like, firstly, he's been trying to get me to play Val from back when I used to actually stream semi-regularly, and I was like, no, I'm not playing Val. So suddenly he missed the stream. Like, he messaged me at like 9 saying, "Oh, you're going live," and I went, "Yeah, I'm actually going live with a game that you've asked me to play for years." He didn't see the message till like 3 a.m. We stopped streaming at like 2:30. Yeah, he literally just missed it.
Yeah,
I messaged him back 10 minutes after he sent the message. It's so unlucky, but suddenly I just get like you were playing Val? Hang on, what's the exact quote?
I do think Val sometimes is a difficult game to get into because it's either, if you're not a fan of FPSs, then you have to be a fan of toxic games. Then if you're not a fan of a toxic game, it's into a tactical game. And
it's like, whoops, didn't see the message. Yeah. Quite busy, we'll watch stream back. No fucking way it's Valorant, but you're a bot for using Brimstone.
Brim is, I don't know. I feel like with smoke characters, I think you've got to get the smokes down first before you learn the character. Like, there's a lot of characters with put smokes where people don't really use them too much.
I did put a good smoke down yesterday.
But
it won us that round where no, God no. God no.
So it's like,
but I did do a good smoke.
Is it Split I'm thinking of? You know the map where you've got the bit you can fire through the wall and you've got to go around the corner, then there's the door you can close. I think it's Split where you can go middle as well. There's A and B. Where I kept calling B and A.
Mm.
So that map, for example, a lot of people tend to, if they want to use smokes, they don't really do it too much. But if you do it, the best place to smoke on A specifically is, it's not anything to do with the hallway you've got to go through. It's, you know, the bit on the other side where they've got to go round all the way to come to you from defense. The best thing to do is always to smoke their entrance, not yours, so that they've got to walk through unknown area to see what's on the other side. The best thing on smokes in the game is just more or less make them contemplate what's on the other side. Whereas if you put it like in the middle of the both of you, you both know you're fine to get in there. It's just a smoke in the middle. It's quite funny to see. But then again, you're newer to the game and you haven't run away from a point. Or around.
I was going to get to that.
But this is the
I mean, no. So I have run away. You've told me to save before when I was last alive.
Saves is different.
Saves are totally different.
Yeah. So the person's probably listening to this, but I'm not going to do this in a way that's having a go at them. It's more of, I don't know if anyone else has experienced it before, where a teammate just they don't trust themselves that much. They're like, I'm not doing it. Fuck the round. And it's not any kind of round. It's the round that decides if you get a chance at winning or you lose completely. Now, if it's a save round or it's a 1v4 and your whole team's been wiped out and you're 4 rounds in, fair enough. I won't rip your head off. I'll be annoyed you haven't tried. But if you've got an expensive gun and you've already spent loads, save it. Do what you got to do. If the time's dwindling down, fair. If you've got a minute and a half left, try it at least. But when it's the deciding round where if you don't do anything, we lose. And some of us have had, well, me personally, I've had the best game I've had on Val in years. That was the 40 bomb, right?
That was my best round.
Yeah, yours as well.
I think mine.
That's what I was thinking.
I think I went 2 kills.
I think it's 17.
I think I had 18 kills, 20 deaths, and a bunch of assists.
No, you were doing class. I had the best game I'd ever had, which is fucking. I've played this game for 3 years, and it was the first time.
You had 41 kills.
I was in fucking form, and we lost. And that.
Bear in mind, we were down to 4 people off the bat, though.
And we were doing that good.
We did have someone leave on us.
A few rounds in as well.
Yeah, like 3 rounds in. You told them they were shit and they left. That was
true.
That's how that went. So you scared off our teammate. Then we were down.
40.
Yes.
But that I don't know, man. I've never experienced that in a video game before.
I've never experienced a crunch time. That's the equivalent to on FIFA being down a goal in the last second.
And you just pull away.
You've got a counter attack, and then you realise their defence is getting back in time. You go, do you know what? No, I'm just going to pass it backwards. Let's just move it back, switch it up. We'll... Oh no, time expired.
I can't even imagine that. That hurts. Like the pain I felt after that round was, yeah, it was unfathomable to say the least. And talking to us, I really want to play Val now that I've been speaking about this. I shouldn't have spoke about it, for fuck's sake.
It crossed my mind as well. I think we're going to be playing Val after this.
Yeah, probably. But no, it's There's a few games out at the moment that, like, I think with the way the state of FIFA's going at the moment, we have to sort of semi touch on FIFA before we end.
We do.
It's in a state where I don't know. I reckon it'll be dead by the end of February.
You think it makes it that far?
It's being optimistic. I think Future Stars might give it a lifeline. Like,
people always go, oh, but yeah, look, Future Stars is here. It might save the day, and you're like, oh, come on now, let's. Like then it comes, birthday's in March though. Like, you know, the best promo or the second best promo or the third best promo, however you feel, it's always a top contender, and that's people going to be kept alive by the fact that but no, it's not going to be a dead game because birthday's around the corner and they'll do fun things with it. And it's like, yeah, but it's still pretty dead.
Yeah, it's. I've never seen them release so many untradeable packs and destroy the market of the hub. They've decided to be so lazy though. Not lazy, greedy.
Well,
they've been
the fact the market's destroyed. The fact the market's destroyed is it's not even like that everyone's really low value.
I think I saw
like it's the fact that then someone like Garnacho is 3.8 mil,
and that's it.
He would not be 3.8 mil,
and Garnacho
if it was a semi-normal.
Lukaku's card, his road to the final. It's 1.3 mil. I think Skill said. Which no FIFA in history will Lukaku card ever be that expensive. But because there's so little of them in packs that are tradable, it is that expensive. Like the SBC they released today was the flashback Shevchenko one, which I'm not really a fan of introducing icons into a fucking Future Stars promo. That's weird. But
so they don't have the base player so the base icons this year is just the icon. previously base was like, oh, it's the young version of
Maldini's
them,
one
and
is
then you got
94. It's higher than his base.
Okay, yes, no, okay, you're not getting the point, which is that they're just going to be making them younger.
Yeah.
So they're quick, but they're actually still going to be upgrades on the cards because why, if they're putting them in the promo, would they be worse than the base? Like, they're not going to make them worse.
Well, they shouldn't be in the promo, is what I'm meaning. I understand why they've done it more players to pack, but...
So, oh, which ones hit the ground running when they were really young? Which Michael Owen being in there makes sense. Stuff like that.
But if they did it as like a different kind of a hero card, like remember the Messi card from last year, the 87 one? A purposeful card that is worse than the other ones. Like, if you're gonna do a burst onto scene, you can't do like a burst on scene Footstars kind of icon card and do it higher rated with better stats. Like, I would much rather them go, here's an 89 rated Maldini with like 87 pace. I'd be like, oh shit. But it's got worse defending stats, worse everything, because again, they're not that rating or they're not that kind of level of ability of a player when they first burst onto the scene, if you know what I mean. It makes more sense to me. Like, I'd love that. Like, as much as it'll be weird, and it makes more sense, and it means you can pack them more, and it means, oh, you might have a 93 Maldini, but I have the 89 left back one. Cool. Like, that'd be sick. It wouldn't be great in terms of the overall ratings and the power curve, sure, but they've already shot the power curve. They've killed it
I'm just going to mention as well, the 87 pace Maldini you speak of was what his Duo or Dynasty's card was 87 pace. So it really wouldn't work with that either.
I was using a random pace.
He's 85 as standard, so +2 pace for a worse version of him. You're like,
it's either. I think it's a better idea than what they've done. Like the Garnacho thing, I had an 88 rated Evo that was maybe a little bit worse than the 90 rated one, and he's not a 3 million card. Not a chance.
I fully expected them to implement when they said they were introducing him into promos. Future Stars is one of the ones that arguably, in my opinion, made the most sense.
Right.
For them to just plonk it into it. It's like, yeah, this guy was good when he was young. Suddenly that's how they're gonna do it. I was like, that makes sense that EA would do something like that.
Yeah. I don't disagree with the reasoning. I just don't think they should have done it, or at least don't think they should have done it in the way they did it.
Also, the thing I'll mention, if they did that with your idea for the icons, I can tell you the problem we were going to face.
What's that?
We were going to have a situation of Silver Stars all over again, which is either the best, well, not best, but it's either a very good promo in your opinion, or it is the worst outside of Movember maybe, where you just see, oh look, they've made a bunch of players 74 rated, De Bruyne, Pogba, whoever, and you get a bunch of these cards that you're like, yeah, but I won't use them, and oh, who cares, and El Ratio and all that crap. If you then suddenly do the same thing, but you're like, oh no, but look, we've got a slower version of Maldini and a quicker version of Maldini, sorry. We got this, that, and the other, and it's like, yeah.
But I'd say that they're not the main headlining part of the promo, though. They're just like a side bit, which I know why they wouldn't have. I know why they wouldn't have done it. It doesn't really help them too much. But I think for the theme of the promo, it made more sense. But again, this is EA. Nothing they do makes sense anymore. Like the amount of store
and also,
packs.
If you do certain things, people would hate on it anyway.
Exactly.
If they did your idea, people would just hate on it generally. And
people would love it. People would hate it. It's you can't win these days with FIFA.
People ask, "What's the point in the worst version of the card?"
Yeah.
And you're like
those Silver Stars ones. I never used them. I think I did the Pogba one, and I did the De Bruyne one.
Alanga?
No, that's it. Sorry, I did Pogba and Alanga. I looked at the De Bruyne one and couldn't be asked. But I used them once or twice, and they felt all right. They were fun to use. Like, there were certain cups you could do where it was like lower rating squads. And I was like, oh, perfect. I have a use for them. It's also like a collectible item. Like, it's a fucking collecting card game. Whether people like to disagree on that, it is a game. You collect cards and you play with said cards. Like, to get a 74 rated Pogba with the tiger haircut, great, sound, because his normal card was wank, so that worked. I liked that. Like, all Pogba's wank, but that's not the point. That's just me just going.
Oh, we're not getting back on you.
I'm not.
Again. We're not going back there. We dealt with this.
I moved away. But the Alanga card, loved that, because I think it was a better card than the one he had, I think.
I don't think he had a card at that point. If he
That
did,
was
it was the Future Stars.
It was. I think I started because I tried to do a series of Lind a while back where we started using that card.
Oh, you poor thing.
Yeah, no. We started using that card, and then a Foot Stars one came out, and then the series died. But that's not the point. So I didn't mind those cards because it's a nostalgia thing. I like the idea of it sound.
Mm-hmm.
And now
yes, there was. He did not have the Future Stars at that point. It was his only card that year.
Thought so. That makes more sense then. Fair, nice. But I don't know, man. Like this FIFA was in place to be the best one yet. I think for the first 2 months of the game, other than the obvious byline and cutback, the content was good, the objectives were good, the SBCs were great, the gameplay generally was great. I think they got greedy and killed the market by November, and which is just insane.
How very EA of them.
Like I've had an absolutely cracked team since December. I don't know what to do now.
Yeah.
Apart from certain players where I'm using Evos and players I just like using because they're shit, but I enjoy them anyway, there's not much more I can do. Champs is filled with sweat bags. I have nothing better to do with a million coin teams. It's like, what do you do now? And it's kind of, and that's where I was leading to a point where like, it's why I'm playing Power World more. It's why I'm playing Valorant more. It's why I'm playing any other game because I'm realizing my main comfort game, I can't have a comfort game anymore. Because it's so shit. I play it if we didn't play clubs every week or every now. By the way, that club we created never gets deleted now. It's fine. I found a way of doing it.
Lovely.
I nearly trapped you into the club, but that's other conversation. I'll tell you after pod.
Brilliant. great that you nearly trapped me in a club.
Yeah, me and Archer were, so for actually no, because some of the pro clubs as people listen to this. When we played on Thursday, Archer was able to leave the club and join Lynn's without an issue. I tried to do it and it was saying it'll be disbanded. I was like, yeah, that's completely fine by me. Click it. And because you were still in the club, it was like, you need to give someone else manager to leave. And I was like, but that means Luke can't leave then. Because I can't give you, if I give you manager, you're then permanently stuck. Unless you get a second account or something. And I was like, I can't do that to Luke. It's not fair. He's not here. And Archer was like, no, fair. You can't do it. And I was like, right. And Hatton came into my chat and tried to help me. Lynn tried to help me. I basically logged onto my second account, which turns out you don't need to buy the game and you don't need PlayStation Plus to actually access pro clubs. To play it, you do. To initiate the game. So I was like, sound. Got my second account into the club. Their manager now. They can do what they want. And now we're able to leave the club and come back whenever we want. So that our pastime, like we told Callum about it, didn't we? So it's like he knows about it. So we've now got a pastime pro clubs team, which is quite fun to do, with my lovely, amazing any skills, which is highly sarcastic before anybody says anything or Luke pulls a face. Oh wait, he already is. But no, I don't know. I think without pro clubs at the moment, that game for us probably dies fairly quickly. Even Evos are a bit shit at the moment.
I like your optimism, probably.
Like even the Evos are about to be killed. They're stopping chained ones. They're not giving them a good boost anymore. They're not removing this playstyle plus requirement anymore. It's about to kill it. Like my only feature in the game I like is fucking Evos. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I'm suddenly sitting here with a mostly done Libertadores team.
Yeah.
And João Cancelo. And also, give a goalie a goddamn Evo. I need better than a 78.
Sick, man. I'd love to make my 76 Nakamura into like an 89. That'd be sick. That would.
Like with me making a Libertadores team, Sergio Romero at 78 is not good enough, and neither's Armani.
The only even if they released, and I know it sounds really shit, at one stage Evo that gets them from like a 76 to an 81, I'd be over the moon with. Because that's an Evo.
Help.
That'd help me.
That would just help.
I can have a usable keeper then. Nakamura is he's a lovely man, I'd imagine. His wife probably makes great baked goods, but he's shit in FIFA because he's 76 rated.
I mean, I'm not even going to slag off Romero that much. Like Romero's had his moments. Oh, this guy's just giving me a free win. Oh, love that.
Did you go into champs while talking?
No, just rivals.
Oh, I was watching.
I just needed a win for my Evo.
I was watching you in the background. I was like, what's he playing? Oh, it's FIFA. Oh, there's the cards. Oh, okay, cool. He's doing SBCs. But no, like, we're back to the point where not even menu content's going to be any good anymore. Mm-hmm. And menu content's kept this game alive for years.
Oh, yeah.
We can't even do that anymore, man. It's so depressing. Like, the fact that a Pokemon ripoff and a game where you're extremely stressed and rage-induced is more entertaining and more valuable for time than FIFA is nuts. FC can fuck off. FIFA can come back. Well, FIFA doesn't exist anymore, does it? Oh no, FIFA were making their own video game, weren't they? That's where they took the rights away. And we've heard nothing since. Pez has been quiet. Ronaldo's game has been quiet. Someone please give us an alternate game. Otherwise, well, I can't do FC25, Luke. I can't do it. FC25 just sounds depressing.
That's what they all say. But Gino comes waltzing on back every time for pro clubs. Most of the community.
Pro clubs, yes. But Ultimate Team, I don't know.
Everyone just sucks off. Not sucks off. Okay, sucks on the teat. Is what I was meant to say. But either way, they just keep coming back.
The thing is,
I'm just glad that I have not spent pretty much anything at all on Ultimate Team, and I've just got a nice casual Libertadores team.
I think if I can't play Ultimate Team next year out of the way it's gone, I don't think I'll buy it anymore. It's not worth the money at that point. 60 quid just to play pro clubs once a week. No. I probably would eventually.
That's harsh. It's twice a week. Mondays and Thursdays.
Not
on the Lindified channel.
Not guaranteed though at twitch.tv/Lindified.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah. He streams Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays when he feels
sometimes.
like it. Sometimes.
He streams Mondays, Wednesdays, and sometimes.
Yeah. So we'll just stick to the sometimes.
And not weekends.
Yeah, strictly not weekends, guys. Never does a weekend stream or a day stream.
He always says, "Oh, I might stream weekends, guys, this week. I might stream this weekend to make up for it."
I think he's been saying that for 3 years since I've known him. I might do weekends.
And I don't know. He might have done it like
once or twice, I think.
Yeah, like me streaming this morning at like 3 a.m. is more than he streamed on weekends.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts to be fair.
It's alright. We at least gave him a shout out. We can thumbs up. We at least gave you a shout out.
An hour and 2 minutes in, if he makes it this far, if he catches up in the last like 6 episodes, then he might eventually find it.
It'd be fine.
Oh, one thing I did want to touch on is I watched the Last of Us 2 documentary yesterday.
Oh, very nice.
And it's one of the best documentaries I've ever watched. It gave me... I've always been interested, even as a kid, in how video games are made and wanting to make video games. And the insight on that, holy hell, I want to make a video game. Like, it looks so brutal. Like, there was... So, do you remember the lead up to The Last of Us 2 came out? There was all these rumors about the staff's working conditions, the horrible this, the horrible that. They actually talk about it in the documentary.
Interesting.
So, all the stuff that was rumored is they take their work home, they're doing extremely long hours and all this sort of stuff. And turns out it was all true, but they were doing it self-inflicted, and they had no one in management going, look, you need to sort of like relax a bit, don't do it all so seriously. But they all had this like work culture called working to crunch time at Naughty Dog, and basically they rushed themselves into the ground. They released obviously The Last of Us 2 after all the leaks and shit and all the issues that happened. And now the reason they haven't made a game in so long now is because they're trying to get rid of that culture. Because they can't, they said their exact words were, they looked at the post-mortem of that game release and realized what they'd done to themselves and their colleagues is not healthy and it can't be done again. So until then, they have to, like, they were working on a Last of Us Factions game and realized they can't do it anymore, so they've cancelled that. They're writing a story for The Last of Us Part 3, they've confirmed. So that's going to happen at some point, probably the next 5 years, I'd imagine. And the Uncharted series are probably done for now, so it's like you see the whole, like, they've been working on Last of Us 2 since 2014, which is insane. And it got destroyed by a bunch of leaks. And they even had, like, a confrontation talk with the guy who leaked all the details of the game. And apparently it was just a guy who was a fan who just said, look, he wanted to force Naughty Dog to release the game sooner because he'd been waiting for so long. And they went from wanting to hate him and destroy the guy's life to, well, we can't really do that anymore. It was just a fan who appreciated our games and wanted to play it. And I'm like, I can see what they mean. They went from wanting this person's head to he was just simply being impatient because of all the delays and stuff. But that's life, isn't it? Can't always be on time for shit like that.
Yep. It's the same thing I was talking about with Total Drama earlier, like the show. Like, both seasons got leaked early, so people watched them So the TV were like, I think they're going to be on HBO.
Yeah.
Like those ratings are going to tank.
Yeah. Or people will watch them just to see if they're the same. It'll be one of the two.
Well, the thing with Total Drama is they normally do 2 different endings.
Yeah.
Like they'll have one winner and then another. Like they'll have alternate winners.
Yeah.
For the final 2. It's been interesting to see how they do that for the most recent season because all 3 competitors were still in literally at the very end.
All right.
So it'll be 3 different endings, but it depended on what country and region you were watching it in, who won where.
All right.
So certain countries, it was like Gwen won in like the original one in.
Yeah.
I don't give out spoilers for nostalgia stuff that we've not done any nostalgia stuff yet, so who knows? Might even get posted. But yeah, in one country it would be Gwen, in the other one it would be Owen. Bam, like that happened every season.
True. Very true, to be fair. But no, it's been a long week, to be fair. It's the fact that it's only Saturday, it feels like a fucking lifetime. And I've still got one more day off, which is great. I spend all day cleaning. That's gonna be fucking fun. But no, next week's gonna be an interesting week to say the least. Another set of 4, and Luke's got his second week at work, like a big boy. Is it always 5 days you work then? It's not like a random shift.
It's a 9 till 5:30, just Monday to Friday. Also known as just general, like the almost standard bit plus like another half hour each. I don't think
I've ever worked I've never worked a 9 to 5. No, I've never worked a 9 to 5 ever. I did care for 5 and a bit years, and that was fucking hell, a revolving shift pattern all over the place. I'd more or less work 7 days a week every week, with maybe 1 day off every 2 weeks. And then I worked in a care home for like 6 months. Worked in an Asda cafe for like 7 hours of the day, and then worked in I've been in a call center for a year and a bit, and that's a 4-on-4 off shift. So I've never really worked normal shift patterns. I don't think it suits me. I like revolving shift patterns. It's just constant flexibility. Although it is kind of demoralizingly long because you're doing 40. I think I worked out it's 48 hours in 4 days.
Jesus wept, man.
Well, yeah, I do. If we think about it, I finish at 7 at night. I get home around 7:30. I stay up till about 11. I get up at 5:30.
You're still saying that's fucking crazy. Working 48 hours in
4 days.
4 days.
But then you get 4 days off.
That's 2 days entirely of working in 4 days.
Technically, it's 44 hours because you get an hour break in each day, but still works. But yeah, it's 48.
That's mental.
Oh yeah, you wonder. That's why I'm so fucking tired all the time.
Goddamn fucking right you are.
Mate, when I worked, care was so much worse though. Care is unreal. Like care, you could work 6 a.m. till 11 p.m. a day, non-stop. I think the most I've worked in a week is 70 hours.
Stop talking.
Oh no, mate. But the thing is, community care, you have no choice. Wouldn't they? I'm meaning in like the flexibility can be there, but if you're just a 20, but anyway, any age between 18 and 23 or 24, you're just a kid compared to some people you work with. They're 30-year-old, 40-year-old people with kids and stuff. They have to be home at relatively normal time, so someone has to work the inhumane shifts. And it always fell to me. And that's like dealing with dementia patients, to anyone with illnesses, to absolutely everything. Like it is so demoralizing. Like by the end of that, like there's been times where I've gotten home, gone to bed, and then it's my day off, and I've had my door knocked on at 6 o'clock in the morning by my mum, who runs the business, who I used to work at, runs the business, where she'd go, the double ups haven't turned up for their run. Can you get out of bed and go do it with me? So I'd have to get out of bed on my only day off the next 2 weeks because I was the boss's son when she had to work as well. And we'd have to go and do a morning run because no one else has turned up for it because they've called in sick.
Okay.
Some people who work in care are arseholes. 9 times out of 10. Absolute scummy little arseholes. But that's actually a really good point to leave it on. Calling people scummy little arseholes, that is. I'll have to definitely put explicit content on this one.
Talking of scummy little arseholes, the guy who I was just playing had 2 people sent off and left at a level game.
I did wonder what was going on. I saw you play, and then all of a sudden you just see you put your control down. I was like, eh? What's happening?
Yeah, so they got their Team of the Year Messi sent off by slide tackling my goalkeeper from behind.
Gee, what the fuck? What's he doing beyond the keeper?
Well, I passed the ball back to my goalkeeper, and they read where I was going, so I turned back, and they did a slide, and they slid him from behind.
What a shame.
So there went their Team of the Year Messi. Yeah. What a shame.
But no, guys, it's been a long one again, to be fair. So, yeah, I haven't really got much planned this week. How about you, Luke? Other than working.
No, not much, really.
Got anything you want to plug?
No.
Same thing.
We've already plugged my stream enough.
Yeah, that's true. But no, guys, we'll see you same time next week, which for you it'll be it'll be next week. I won't complicate it. Have a good week, guys, and we'll see you later.
Peace out.